Officials still don't know who's behind dozens of mysterious drones flying over New Jersey. The Pentagon says there's no evidence that the drones are from a foreign threat. In fact, White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby tried to calm any worries earlier today.
Law enforcement and other agencies continue to support New Jersey and investigate the reports, even though they have uncovered no malicious activity or intent at this particular stage.
No malicious activity occurring. CBS News national investigative correspondent Tom Hanson has been following all of this very closely for us. So, Tom, what have we learned? Because people are seeing these drones. There's some reports that they're as big as a car. We don't know what's going on. What have you learned?
Yeah, I mean, imagine these drones, from what we've heard from people on the ground who are witnessing this, imagine these drones being somewhat like a conventional drone that you would buy, but like you said, the size of a car. These things are huge. It's sparking a lot of questions, more questions than answers at this point, and that is pushing lawmakers, including a coalition of both New York and New Jersey senators, to get answers as to what the federal law enforcement is working with communities to do in response to this. But people are very concerned about these drones. They don't know where they've come from. They don't know what the motivation is behind that. They don't know what exactly, if any, information these drones are collecting, but they're coming out at night. They reportedly have green, red, and golden lights. And then when many people turn their cameras to go get a photo of them, the drones mysteriously disappear. So these are things that are very difficult to detect. And, you know, people are very concerned all across New Jersey.
Tom, I have to be honest, when I'm looking at this footage of the drones, it looks to me like it could be just an airplane in the sky. Do we know how often people are actually spotting these more concerning giant drones as opposed to just seeing something? Now everybody's seeing something.
Yeah, I mean, over the last 2 weeks, there have been more and more reports of these drones. And the interesting thing about this, Lana, is these drones are flying near sensitive governmental sites. We were at a site, Picatinny Arsenal, yesterday, which is known for manufacturing munitions that go out to all branches of the U.S. military. And those are where these drones are flying around: infrastructure, military sites, things of that nature where drones are not usually reported. Now, to your question about whether or not people can determine if they're planes, these are not moving in the same way that a conventional plane would be from point A to point B.
They're scooting around and going all over the place.
Exactly.
Well, but Tom, given what you're saying about the sensitive areas and what we just heard from John Kirby saying, like, don't worry, it's fine. How do we reconcile that? And in what ways might the federal government get involved in this investigation? Yeah,
I mean, it's a challenging question to square with, right? When so many people are demanding answers from their municipal governments, from their federal government, as to what, if any, threat these things pose, yet no one can really answer where these things are coming from. So how can they conclusively say that they don't pose a threat if they don't have an answer as to who's sending these drones and where they're coming from? But what we do know is, based on the movement, the frequency, and, you know, just the size of these drones, that this is not some, you know, teenager wreaking havoc. This is not some hoax, or, you know, it's not believed to be that. So, you know, more questions than answers. Hopefully we get some of those answers as there's more pressure to investigate what exactly these drones are doing there.
Certainly, people are demanding those answers now. Tom Hanson, thank you.